Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sequim Irrigation Festival Royalty Scholarship Pageant. Thank you for logging on, tuning in, and watching. My name is Guy Horton, and I'll be your host and MC for this evening. The first event of this year's 126th Sequim Irrigation Festival. That makes our festival Washington State's longest, oldest running continuous festival, and we all should be proud about that. We'd like to give a huge thank you to the 2021 major pageant sponsor, Clallam Co-op Farm and Garden. General Manager Ken Garling, we thank you as usual, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, if you can't find it at the co-op, you don't need it or they don't make it. So make sure you make them your first stop to go find whatever it is that you need. We're extremely honored this evening to have the 2002 Queen, Jennifer Horton Warren, singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, for those of you tuning in at home and watching here tonight, you're probably wondering, what is the deal with this set? It looks like I could be in Florence, I could be in Rome, I could be in Naples. Well, you're actually in Sequim, but this is key to our festival theme this year. Sequim, a place where you can roam, R-O-M-E. And what we're doing with this year's theme, if you haven't seen the logo, please go to the Irrigation Festival website and look at it. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful representation of bringing the mountains and water from the mountains out to the fore. We're paying homage this year to the pioneers of the past and the ditch diggers. Rome was an ancient civilization that learned how to harness and manage water and bring it from the mountains. With water is wealth is what we celebrate here in Sequim. And our pioneers came to this valley 126 years ago, and they dug the ditches that we drive around and drive over each and every day as we make our way through our community. The ditch diggers brought water, and with water came the people. With people came the community that we have today. So check out the logo on the Irrigation Festival website. Now, in their representation of celebrating Rome, the Sequim Irrigation Festival royalty candidates will be performing to you to the music of Ed Sheeran and Andrea Bocelli, Perfect.
I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Well, darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
Sei la mia donna, la forza delle onde del mare. Cogli i miei sogni, i miei segreti, molto di più. Spero che un giorno l'amore che ci ha accompagnato diventi casa, la mia famiglia diventi noi. E siamo sempre bambini, ma nulla è impossibile. Stavolta non ti lascerò. Mi baci piano ed io torno ad esistere, e nel tuo sguardo crescerò. Ballo con te nell'oscurità, stretti forte poi a piedi nudi noi. Dentro la nostra musica ti ho guardata ridere e sussurrando ho detto: tu stasera vedi sei perfetta per me.
We would also like to thank Olympic Theater Arts for the generous use of the facility. This wonderful playhouse, they've enabled the festival to bring the virtual pageant to you, given the COVID-19 protections that have been in place. Pete Griffin has been invaluable to us so much, helped set up the lighting and the room that we're performing in tonight. Well, write this down. Create a 10-minute play and be a playwright. OTA is looking for writers, both seasoned and beginner, to submit original scripts along with the theme of resilience, kind of tying it into the coronavirus environment. The community theater is planning to produce 4 to 5 short plays to take the stage, hopefully the real stage, which is on the other side of the wall here, in July of 2021. Each selected writer will have a chance to immerse themselves in the theatrical process while beginning their works or bringing their works to life. Creating new works stimulates community creativity, provides an essential avenue for community engagement. OTA's New Works Showcase will be an opportunity not only for entertainment, but for community inspiration and education as well. Deadline is April 1st. Visit olympictheaterarts.org for showcase guidelines, application, and the script writing template. And happy writing. Hope to see your production next year or later this year. We're bringing this pageant to you virtually, and some sections of it have been pre-recorded. We were able to meet with all safety protocols in place, and our judges were able to judge while being socially distant and safe and protected. That said, we're honored to have 3 very talented judges this evening that will oversee the proceedings. These judges bring with them many years of experience and in wisdom. We're pleased that they chose the irrigation pageant to share and help in choosing in our royal court. In the field of journalism, our #1 judge this evening has been writing most of his life. He had a career as a pilot for Northwest Airlines until he retired as a captain of a 747-400 in 2003. His travels then contributed to many topics of his writing experience. He volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club and sits as a board member. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge #1, Jay Sakis. In the field of interview and etiquette training, our second judge this evening brings many years of pageant judging and interview coaching. She comes from an Air Force family and became a flight attendant. Pilot? Flight attendant. where she met her husband of 48 years, Jay, judge number 1. They have 4 children, 2 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, judge number 2, Whitley Sakis. In the field of design, our 3rd judge was born in Port Angeles and raised on the Olympic Peninsula. He developed deep roots in the fashion industry while living in New York City for a while. He currently works as a realtor for Remax Prime and is the vice president of the Sequim Association of Realtors. He shows his deep appreciation of his community by fundraising for the Sequim Food Bank and running the North Olympic Discovery Marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, judge number 3, Marcus Oden. Hey Marcus, how you doing? We're so thankful for Mark and Sandra Baguette for donating a heated warehouse where our contestants were able to practice while being socially distant. This allowed the festival the opportunity to carry on with this long-standing pageant tradition. Each contestant has an introduction about themselves, and then will be asked and answer a first impromptu question from their platforms or their biography that they've previously provided. They'll be presenting themselves in their interview outfit. Their judges' interviews were completed earlier this past week during the judges' tea. This part of the competition is worth 15%. It's going to start getting real now. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Aloha. My name is Alexis Gale, although I go by Allie. I'm 16 years old, and I'm currently enrolled into the Running Start program at Peninsula College. I've lived in Sequim for 9 years. Before Sequim, I lived in Maui for 5 years. I have a golden retriever named Nugget, and I'm the youngest in my family, besides Nugget, of course. My sister and I were both diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed when I was 7 years old. I volunteered at Sequim Community Church for 5 years before becoming an intern for the children's ministry this past year. I plan to attend a university where I will study pediatrics. My platform is JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Scott Kanensager and Jennifer Gillis from Sequim Community Church. Thank you.
Allie, your platform is Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. In detail, what aspect of that program would you like to focus on for your platform?
I would like to fundraise for the program so we can help them receive their research funds to get knowledge on the disease and find a cure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2. What would you like to tell Sequim about yourself?
Hello, my name is Hannah Hampton. I'm a junior this year and have 3 sisters who I consider to be my very best friends. Together, we've raised countless goats, pigs, and turkeys on our growing family farm. I am very involved within my school district, and I found my passion within competing in academic events as well as through leading in my school's ASB. In my spare time, I like to create ceramic sculptures as well as hang out with my goats. After graduation, I hope to attend UCLA, where I want to become a neurosurgeon in the future. My platform this year is the Olympic Peninsula Autism Center, and I would like to thank my sponsor, Solar City. Thank you.
Hannah, if we were having a conversation regarding autism, what would I learn the most from talking about it with you?
You would learn that autism is something that there's a very wide spectrum on. It's not something that can sometimes easily be picked up. It can often go unnoticed. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2. Contestant number 3. What would you like us to know about you?
Good evening. My name is Sydney Van Proyen. I moved to Sequim when I was in 3rd grade. I live with my mom, Shanna, my dad, JR, my twin sister, Chloe, and one of my brothers, Cooper. My brother, Spencer, is married to an amazing woman, Jamie, and they have the 2 cutest kids ever. I am currently a senior in high school, and after graduation, I will be joining the United States Marine Corps, as this has always been a dream of mine. In the Marines, I plan on being a helicopter crew chief or being in the infantry. After the Marines, I would love to work in law enforcement and even become a homicide detective. My platform is Captain Joseph's House in Port Angeles, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Obria P&W. Thank you.
Sydney, who founded Captain Joseph's House and why was it founded?
Captain Joseph's House was founded by actually his mother because her son was killed and she wanted to make a house for people who have lost family members in the military and wanted to make it like a retreat, that sounds wrong, like a peacefulness to go to and just try to work through it all for them. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3. Let's bring out contestant number 4. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Zoe Couperis and I'm 17 years old. I live with my parents, Doug and Sarah Couperis, and my younger brother, William. We have 3 dogs and a cat whom we all love dearly. I am currently enrolled in the Running Start program offered at Peninsula Community College. I take all of my classes through Peninsula except American Sign Language, which I take through Sequim High School. My first goal is to finish my associate's degree in computer science and then transfer to Western Washington University to complete my bachelor's degree, possibly also in computer science. My platform, locally known as WAG, is the Welfare for Animals Guild. I would also like to thank my sponsor, Jose's Famous Salsa. Thank you.
Zoe, once an animal is placed in the WAG system, what does the future hold for that animal?
A lot of the animals come from abusive homes or they've been abandoned. They come to WAG to be either rehabilitated, where they can learn what it's like to be in a family where they are loved. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4. Thank you, contestants. Let's give them another big round of applause. This concludes the first portion of the pageant. You all did an awesome job. This show takes place and continues every year because of the dedicated work of many, many people. 2 of these women have worked tirelessly to bring you this production. We want to thank pageant co-directors Lynn Horton and Robin Buchter. We're thrilled to have with us tonight our new Sequim Irrigation Festival Director, Ms. Julianne Kuntz. Julianne?
Yes, Guy.
People are dying to know, what is it that brought you to this point to become the festival director?
Didn't you guys drag me kicking and screaming at a meeting?
There was some of that, but we've been sworn to secrecy. Yeah, there was none of that. But no, in all seriousness, what is it that made you raise your hand and say, yeah, I can do that?
Well, I love the festival. I've been a part of the festival since 1992. It's always been something that's been near and dear to my heart. It's just something that I love about this community.
You've been involved since 1992. How were you involved in 1992?
Well, in 1992, I actually ran for the festival royalty, and I was voted queen.
Good for you. Good for you. Now there's a royalty in your household then, right? You were queen?
Yep, I was the queen in 1992, and then my daughter Emily was the queen in 2019.
I remember working with Emily. She's a delightful lady.
She sure is.
And she's a runner, right?
She is, yes. In fact, she's in college right now, and she can't be here tonight because she's actually competing in a tournament.
Good, 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 good. Well, running brings up something. You are actually going to be directing an event this year that we didn't have last year because of COVID, but we've expanded our program this year to include, why don't you tell everybody about that?
It's going to be a fun run. We're going to do a virtual fun run. We're going to have 2 different distances that you can sign up for, either a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, or a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. And it's really going to be up to you which distance you want to do. And the nice thing about being virtual is that you will do it on your own time. You can break it up however you want. You can do 1 mile a day, you can do 2 miles a day, however you want.
Good deal, good deal. We've expanded the festival activities this year, the events. With the fun run is new this year, we're going to be doing a virtual car show that I'm going to be handling. That's going to be cool. So again, no car parade, no sitting around. But car owners and hot rodders and that will have the opportunity to display their car on our website in a virtualized event. And we're already getting entries for that as well. So we've also got the logging show. We can't have a safe distance logging show, but the logging show will be back this year in a virtualized format. And that team is putting together video entries and photographs that they'll be able to display some of the logging history here on the peninsula and past logging show events and the strongman contest, et cetera. So what we've done this year is expand the festival events from last year's COVID because we learned so much through the course of the year in planning last year's festival. So being new to the role but been around it for a while, what is your favorite event of the festival? What do you like the best?
I love all parts of the festival, but what I really love the most is I love the parade.
The parade?
Yeah, I love seeing everybody come to town. I love seeing everybody, watch the parade and clap for their friends and the people that they know. I know that we haven't been able to do that last year, and we will have a procession, but it won't be a parade, and I'm looking forward to getting back to that next year. But this year we're really trying to bring the festival to the community, to keep it going. We are the longest continuing community festival in the state of Washington, and it's important that we find our way through this. And I'm looking forward to getting back to normal.
Are there challenges above and beyond the Zoom calls and the planning sessions that you would highlight that we've had to overcome to get to a point where we can expand on a hybrid virtualized event? Anything that stands out in your mind?
Well, we really had to learn how to pivot, and we really had to learn how to overcome adversity. And that's the culture that our festival was born with, was overcoming adversity. That is how we ended up, with water in this arid valley.
Yep.
And because our pioneers in the past, they were innovators. They came up with ways of how are we going to take, what we have that is so rich and so plentiful, and how are we going to keep that going and to create, a better life. And so I feel like what we've done last year and this year with the festival is, yes, it was virtual, yes, it was different, but it was really important to continue that, that festival for the community. And we learned a lot last year. We've come back a little bit better this year. We've been able to add a few things in, changed what wasn't working for us, and really get to a place where we can deliver this community a festival.
Yeah, I agree. Last year, just to kind of add to that thought process, we had the pageant last year live, and it was the week following that the CDC basically closed, assembly of people more than 50. So our whole world changed. We'd had a business plan put together for all of the festival events like we've traditionally delivered to the community, and then we had to figure out what to do next. So the virtual format is probably something that's going to stick around once we do get back to normalcy. You know, with next year's festival, we're hopeful that we can go back to normal. Would you agree that it's probably going to be something that we're going to virtualize on the backside too, so that we can expand our audience and participation from people that maybe can't get to the parade or can't get to the kickoff dinner or the logging show, that this will be a part of what we do from here on out moving forward?
Yeah, I think that is definitely the direction that we're heading. Of course, we all love gathering. We all love being together and having those, you know, those live events. But we found a lot of value in being able to offer our festival to people that could not attend. And so I definitely think that that's going to be something that's going to be at the forefront for us in the planning stages from here on out.
Okay.
Because we really want to make sure that everybody can participate, no matter where they are. And that's why we are doing some different events this year, such as the logging show, the car show, you know, the virtual fun run. It's ways that we can add participation to our festival for people that say no longer live in Sequim, but love the festival and love the town.
Yep.
And so that's really what our goal is with this.
Any last words of wisdom for anybody in the community with regards to the festival? You want to give them a big welcome and thank them for their participation. We look forward to working with them in May, something like that.
Yeah, hey, I mean, if you're new to the community, welcome. We're glad you're here. If you've been here forever, like most of us, you know, hey, we'll see you in May, either on the computer screen or in person at our innovative art show that's going to be at the farmers market. But you know, we're just happy to be here.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, Julianne Kuntz. The Sequim Irrigation Festival will once again be holding a virtual parade again this year on May 8th at 5 p.m. Now, it won't be like last year's parade or the year prior to that parade. It's going to be a procession, basically, unannounced, but you want to be out on the streets of Sequim. I'll just give you a little tip in and around that time, so you may watch it go by. Tune into the Sequim Irrigation Facebook page to watch it. Last year, we had a live streaming and truncated parade that included our pioneers, junior royalty, and this year's fantastic float with these four ladies riding atop. Leading our parade this year will be our 2021 Grand Marshal, Amanda Beitzel. Listen in and see who she is and why she was chosen for this prestigious position.
My name is Amanda Beitzel, and we moved from Houston, Texas to get out of the heat, and we moved here in 1995. And right after that, we had a huge snowstorm. So that was an introduction to being in Sequim. But we have really enjoyed it here. It's been a wonderful place and wonderful people, and we've gotten involved in lots of different things, and so it's evolved over the years into settle down into things we really enjoy, and that's been fun. Well, we came, as I said, in '95, and we immediately went to, came in October, and so then the next spring we did everything at the festival. We went to the logging show, we went to the parade, we went to everything that was available, some kind of a walk we were on, and so it was really fun, because you don't normally in a big city get to be that close to a parade, and so it was really fun. I walk out the door at 4:30 and it's dark and there's nobody on the street. And I came from a huge city, and that was a big shock, that how quiet it was and how people went home and when it got dark. It's changed a little bit now, but at that time the streets were bare. Well, I was contacted by Monica Dixon, who was working with Jim Stauffer and the hospitals to find out what was needed, and she knew I sewed. We have been in sewing groups together before, and she just asked me to make some masks, which I did, and then she said, oh, the hospital needs gowns. They don't have any gowns, and or they're running out of them anyway, and so she said, can you make a prototype of a gown And I said, sure, and she gave me some instructions and layouts and so forth. And so I put together a gown, and then after a while, we changed it from ties to Velcro, and from a kind of a large man's size to a 3X. And I could put my hands out and it dropped off the end of my fingers. But it was really, it was a fun project. We had a good time, and enlisted my other sewing friends to help out, and we collected sheets from the neighborhoods and then put them together and delivered them, and so it was fun. And we, nothing matched really. We had flowered arms and plain fronts and stripes here and plaids there, but it was fine. I don't think the medical people cared about that. I was just plain in shock. I thanked the young lady, Julianne, and I didn't even have questions to ask. I was just so surprised and thrilled. I mean, it's quite an honor. So I'm still learning the process, and it'll be a lot of fun to see what happens later on, particularly at the banquet. And I hope we can do that in person. If not, we'll experience a new experience.
Every year, our retiring royalty creates a travel song, and they perform it wherever they go. Sadly enough, they have not been able to sing this song too much last year due to the coronavirus. But we're excited to have the 2020 Royal Court here to perform this for you tonight. Here they are, Queen Lindsay, Princess Bree, Princess Alicia, and Prince Logan.
What you think about the tux I'm wearing?
Logan really is the prince of style.
Someday I'll own my own gymnasium.
Tumbling makes the little one smile. Where have we been hiding out lately, baby? You can't dress flashy till you get our mask on, honey. Everybody's talking about the new way, funny, but it's still a festival to me. What's the matter with the bike I'm riding?
Princess Alicia gets around in style.
Should I get a set of white wool tires?
Are you gonna cruise the Dungeness Trail?
Nowadays you can't be too sentimental. We want you to know the festival is never ending. Hot days, cool days won't be like the old days. It's still a festival to me. Ooh, have a look at what it says in the papers. It will be a different scene. There's a new float in town, and you can get the sound from a story in an online screen made for your viewing screen. Introduce myself, I'm Bree in a royal with a smile that goes on for miles. I want to be a teacher for the deaf education, but first a princess for a while. You can view us on our Facebook and website. You can view us live or even later at night. Hot days, cool days won't be like the old days. It's still a festival to me. How about the big crown I'm wearing? Perfect fit for our Lindsay as queen. I exercise with a real tough workout, and she acts and she loves to sing. You can view us on our Facebook and website. You can view us live or even later at night. Hot days, cool days won't be like the old days. It's still a festival to me. Everybody's talking about the new way, funny, but it's still a festival to me.
Let's continue the evening with the creative displays. This portion of the scoring is worth 20% of their overall score. Everyone has something they're passionate about. They either want to perfect something, they want to learn something, or they just want to have fun and enjoy something. So sit back and enjoy. Our first contestant is Allie Gale. Allie's creative display will be a Bible object lesson. She will explain how words can affect people, negatively or positively, every day. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Allie Gale.
Words kill. Words give life.
They're either poison or fruit. You choose. Proverbs 18:21. 5 years ago, when I was volunteering, someone said to me, "Get away, you're gross. You have diabetes, you're probably contagious." And those words affected me and made me think differently of myself. Fortunately, someone else said to me, "God chose you to have diabetes because he knew you could handle it." And those words have stuck with me and have encouraged me ever since. Positive words overweigh the bad, but the fact I'm here sharing the negative words with you clearly show that they affected me enough to remember them. You have no clue how many people you have impacted with your words. So, what do ketchup and words have in common? This bottle will represent us, and the ketchup inside will represent our words. See how easy that was for me to get those kind or unkind words out in under 5 seconds? Now, I'll try to take my unkind words back. That was hard, and that was messy, and definitely did not get it all. And I can try my best, but I will always miss some. Now, we all mess up at some times, and we say some things that we may regret. But the amazing thing is, we can use our words to make amends and ask for forgiveness from God and other people. So here's God, represented by a napkin. And here's God wiping us clean and allowing us to ask him to use our words wisely and to lift others up. So remember, words are like ketchup. They're easy to let out, but a lot harder to take back. So go and use your words for good every day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Allie Gale. Thank you, Allie. We'd like to remind everyone that our kickoff dinner and auction will be held virtually on April 3rd at the Seven Cedars Casino starting at 4:45. Be sure to register on the kickoff2021.givesmart.com so you're able to participate in this year's auction and dinner. This is a special year in that most people cannot attend the actual dinner, but you're now able to participate and bring you in virtually. Everyone can participate in the auction. If you'd like to register for a fantastic dinner, you can do that too, and pick it up and join us for the virtual dinner and auction. Enjoy an incredible dinner. I love this dinner down there. It's prime rib. It's fantastic. And then there's a silent and live auction. You'll be able to bid on items on the GiveSmart site and participate in that, help raise money for the festival. It's not only launches the logo of the year, but it's also the first time that the festival pins, the collective pins, are available. The kickoff dinner raises funds for the entire festival for the ladies to travel throughout our community and throughout Western Washington as they participate in other festivals, and it also helps fund the float. This is also a chance where you'll be able to see the float roll out for the first time this year, its first public appearance. Hannah Hampton is our next contestant. She will be displaying her love for science with an exciting experiment that she will be demonstrating. Let's welcome contestant number 2, Hannah Hampton.
Growing up, I knew that I wanted to make a difference in the lives of those around me. I dreaded the idea of living a meaningless life without leaving anybody to remember your name. I knew that if I worked hard enough, I could make a real difference in the world. Here, you can see me at age 10 dissecting a fetal pig, which I had asked for as my Christmas gift. I had loads of fun naming the various organs and body parts within it. I had also received a preserved frog, but we'll save that for another time. This love for science is what drives me each and every day. Now, I know that a lot of us are stuck living lives that we perceive as ordinary. We mindlessly scroll past posts and articles demanding change. But we don't think that us, as average people, can make any sort of difference in these large-scale movements. However, today, I'm going to show you a science experiment which combines my beliefs that anyone, no matter who you are, can make a difference, as well as my love for scientific innovation. For this experiment, we will be using hydrogen peroxide, which you might use to clean your wound when you fall and scrape your knee. Next, we're going to add some dish soap, which you use each night to wash your dishes. We're going to give it a little swirl, and then add some food coloring for a little bit of fun. Next, and this is where the real magic happens, we're going to be adding potassium iodide, which is a mixture of the potassium you find in bananas as well as iodine, which you can find in salt. Wow! Together, these everyday items can create an explosion of influence and creativity. This reaction can easily be reached when a group of people work together towards something bigger than themselves. This idea is what led me to fall in love with the art of science. Something about researchers working together to find a cure for seemingly incurable diseases, and surgeons working together to defy the odds and save a life has always been a dream of mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. The Crazy Days breakfast will be held virtually on Saturday, May 8th at 8 a.m. Now, this is a chance for everybody to get crazy. You can be an individual and participate. You can be a business and participate. But you'll be filming it and sending it into the website where we're going to stitch that production together. But it's a chance to get crazy, come up with a skit. I think with the Roman theme this year, there's a lot of potential for a lot of craziness. But to do that and send that in or get details at irrigationfestival.com. There's going to be some awards, some costumes, skits. Submit your requests and let the skits begin. What you'll do too is if you need help with that skit, is you can go to info@irrigationfestival.com where our videographer will help you put that production together. We learned a lot from last year's festival and going virtual. We can arrange for Silas to come meet with you and your team. Sydney Van Proyen is our next contestant. Sydney is very passionate about her creative display. She'll be speaking with you on how she feels about joining the United States Marine Corps and the process in which she will have to go through. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Sydney Van Proyen.
I've wanted to join the Marines since about 7th grade. Becoming a Marine is not easy at all. It is both physically and mentally challenging. Boot camp is a grueling 13 weeks long, followed by the School of Infantry training or Marine combat training. Becoming a Marine is not for the faint of heart. You have to do lots of things that people would not like to. I am looking forward to the Crucible in the Marines. That is a 54-hour day and night test, and that is the last test that you have to do to become a Marine. Yes. No. Okay. I would love to earn the title of a United States Marine, as that would be a big honor of mine, and it has always been a dream. So to all those men and women who have served this amazing country, thank you, and you have served this country well.
Well done. Great job, Sydney. The Family Fun Day will be held virtually on May 8th from 12:30 to 2 p.m. at irrigationfestival.com. Last year, local businesses and nonprofits provided treats and projects that the kids could do at home and have fun there. We're working on a scavenger hunt for a place for you to roam around Sequim, discover some fun places that you might know about, and learn about places that you've never been. Check out irrigationfestival.com or the festival Facebook page for more information. We'll also have our Innovative Arts and Crafts Fair, which will be held on May 8th from 11 a.m. to 12:30. Don't forget to plan your costumes for the kids' parade. You can send us a picture or a video to be entered into the virtual parade and be eligible to win fabulous prizes. If you have any questions on entries, please email familyfunday@irrigationfestival.com. The theme again is reuse, recycle, and repurpose for the Arts and Crafts Fair. It's an ongoing theme of the fair. Come out and enjoy all the items for sale along with wonderful food and entertainment. Check out www.irrigationfestival.com for the entire festival calendar. It got posted this week. Our next contestant, contestant number 4, is Zoe Couperis. For her creative display, Zoe will be presenting some of her favorite artworks that she has designed through her passion and love for art. Contestant number 4, Zoe Couperis.
Hello, my name is Zoe and I am an artist. I have dabbled in many different art mediums, and here I have displayed a few of my favorites which I would like to share with you: painting and photography. I spent a few weeks painting this piece in my AP art class my sophomore year. At first, I was staring at a blank canvas and didn't know what to paint until I was inspired by my surroundings. I love nature and I wanted to incorporate that into my painting. For me, this painting reflects humanity's desire and best effort to care for and protect nature and everything in it. This instrument was unexpectedly gifted to me by the owner of a local music store by the name of Joyful Noise. I participated in 2 years of their ukulele camp where I made many fond memories. I originally painted it to display in their shop, but the owner said to keep it. I was taken aback, yet I was thankful for the thoughtful gift. This past spring, I woke up one morning to my neighbor calling me over to see a newborn fawn, just hours old, nestled on her front porch. I was ecstatic at the thought of capturing some close-up shots of this fawn. Upon seeing the fawn, I refrained from getting too close in hopes of not scaring him. When I see this photo, I like to think that he smiled for the picture. The time granted to be my quarantine gave me the opportunity to build on my small business. I paint and customize shoes, and here I have displayed a few of my favorites. A few of my favorite pairs I have done so far. In the near future, I plan on building my own website to showcase some of my products and to allow people to see and purchase my work. Who knows, my business may continue to grow and become successful in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. We want to thank Lori Larson, our props man. Well, mention her name, and there she is. She's everywhere you want to be. Our props master, Lori Larson. Let's give her a little bit of a round of applause, too. She startled me. Our stage decorations are fantastic, don't you think? I mean, I feel like I'm having a cappuccino in Naples overlooking Naples Bay, Mount Vesuvius in the distance. I'd like to thank Guy and Lynn Horton and Robin and Ray Buchter for helping make our stage look fantastic. While we're getting ready for our next contestant, we invite you to join in celebrating the virtual festival events on May 8th starting at 8:30. Be sure to get the official Irrigation Festival information and the schedule of events. Visit us at www.irrigationfestival.com. And you can actually Google irrigationfestival.com and forego the www, and it'll bring you up to our website, which is being updated as we speak. To all the contestants, let's give them one more round of applause for their creative displays. I think we'd all agree that each of them has something that they're very, very passionate about. It was fantastic, ladies. We've got some special people in our community that we'd also like to recognize. Our Pioneer Honors began with their association's first luncheon, then called the Old Timers Club, in 1949. You must have lived in Sequim for at least 40 years to become an honorary pioneer. Let's learn about our honorary pioneers, Emily Westcott and Richard Dick Parker.
Hi, I'm Emily Westcott. I moved up here in 1979 because I got the job as the vice principal at Port Angeles High School. And I lived in Port Angeles for about 6 months, right where the little way station is on what I called a little freeway then. There were brand new duplexes behind it, but so I stayed there, but they didn't have a cable, didn't come out that far. And so I stayed about 6 months, all read and sew. Well, that got old really quick. So then I thought, well, I'd move, and I couldn't find any place in Port Angeles to live at that time. So I moved to Sequim. So I moved here in May of 1980. I belong to a merchants association called Retail Trade. And one of their responsibilities was flower baskets in town. At that time we had 75. And we were paying somebody privately to make them, which was fine. She did a really good job, but it was very expensive because she was private, understood. So I went over to the high school, and Daryl Sharp at that time was the horticulture teacher. I says, let's have these kids make these baskets. So since then, the kids have made the baskets, and now we're up to 150 of them. And my job is to go out and get sponsors for the flower baskets. So I raise about $12,000 a year, although this last year I raised $16,000, the best I've ever done. And I give the kids $7,000 to make the baskets. And then the rest of the money I use to put around town planting flowers, and it helps with our Christmas decorations. This year we kind of went wild on Christmas decorations. We started at Blake's and did theirs, and Sound Community, and then the Pioneer Park over here, and the Great Corner on Sequim Avenue, and Tedesco's at Little Mall, and Wells Fargo, and Sound, and ended up at First Fit at the other end of town. And I like it. I enjoy it. You know, and I'm a retired educator. I sub for the Sequim High School, but I can't sub right now because they're closed, so I have all kinds of time to putt around and do my things. So my big goal in life right now is to keep Sequim beautiful and bright for everybody and fly around in my little airplane. My first fall, let's go back to the very first time I ever flew by myself. He flies, you fly around with your teacher a little bit, and then he just pulls the plane over and gets out and says, okay, it's your turn. I knew it was coming, so I wasn't shocked about that, but I was sitting at the end of the runway getting ready to take off, and the only thing I could think of, what if the door opens and I fall out? You can't. You can't fall out because of the air pressure. But that was my first thought on that. I'll tell you, the first time I went, was raised in Tacoma, so I was used to the Daffodil Parade, which is a huge, big organization. The first time I came to a parade in Sequim, it was great. I was so surprised. The fun part was everybody that wanted to be in that parade, I think, was in the parade. There were kids in it on roller skates. At that time, they'd allow horses. They don't do horses anymore because we don't have a good place to stage them where they are on asphalt. So, but it was really fun, and I was really impressed. It is a big parade with a lot of bands in it, and it's great. I think the log show is pretty phenomenal because we're one of the only two in the state, I think, that even do log shows anymore. Yeah, and the car show's pretty cool. I just kind of enjoy it all.
I'm Richard Parker. I was born in the Port Angeles Hospital and went through grade 12 in Forks. And I ended up coming back here and working for the city as a public works director. It's been like this. There used to be a demolition derby. The Lions Club would put on a demolition derby, and that was quite a deal. And then they changed and went to the logging show, and that's what it is today, I think. And we used to, working for the city, I used to have the responsibility of making sure that all of the people that came in that needed water or something could get that, and we used fire hydrants and whatever. I think one place, I forget, I think we even actually dug up the water main and put a tap on it because we expect there would be one there someday anyway. So we did that for getting water for the horses. And used to have a lot of horses. Well, there was no sidewalks to speak of, or very few. And I badgered the state long enough that they finally put sidewalks in on Washington Street down as far as 7th, is it 7th Avenue, a little further than that they go now. They don't go to 9th, do they? I don't know, I'd have to go back and look, but anyway, there was a guy by the name of Dolores Freeman. They called him D, and he worked at Port Angeles for the state. And I talked with him, and finally told me to write a letter, because my parents and a brother lives over in Cedar Woolley and Lyman. Parents are gone, so they don't live there, but I was going over there to see, they did a project in Oak Harbor and give them all new sidewalks. So I wrote and told them I really appreciated the job they'd done in Oak Harbor, and you know, this city needed that, and we only needed the one street. And so they finally agreed to put the sidewalks in. Not a whole lot, except I told her I was sure it was because she was actually a pioneer. And so she's got me on a skid dragging me along.
To be honored as a grand pioneer, you have to have been born and raised in Sequim. Tonight, we honor Judy Markley and Dave Cameron. Let's meet them as well.
I'm Judy Evanson Markley. I was born in Sequim, lived here all my life except about 7 years. Well, it's kind of difficult because I was on the Pioneer Committee for 3 years. Last year was my last year. And so I told them, because they asked me last year, and I said, no, not last year, because I was on the committee. Didn't think that was fair. So here I am, and I'm happy to be here. Our 5th grade class, that was the first year that we built a float. I mean, it was a parent, grandparent, teacher project. We had several floats every year for, I don't know, maybe 3 years. So that was the beginning. And then I started helping on the Queen's floats with different ones. Learned a lot. And then just, 3 years ago, our Red Hat group, we built 3 floats. We got awards. So I learned something, and it was fun. I loved doing it. What our floats consisted of was, of course, the Queen, Red Hats, and I mean, they were full-size floats, and they were beautiful. I would have brought some pictures. I'm so proud of them. But all my life, I mean, it's been Sequim Irrigation Festival. I love it here, love the people. Learned a lot from the older generation, and I think I might have been a little bit influenced on my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I think it's still the people. I think they're really friendly. I'm not out and about like I used to, around like I used to be. But the changes have been good in a lot of ways. I mean, there's my old favorite tree that I leaned on when I was delivering papers. When that went down, I actually cried. I don't know. Change is change.
My name is Dave Cameron, come from a pioneer family. I've lived here for the last 50-some years. They're easy enough they're not easy to do, but one doesn't require more skill than the other. You don't become a beef rancher overnight, and you certainly don't become a strawberry farmer overnight. When we moved back from California, my dad managed Blue Ribbon Farms, 400 acres, and they had cattle, and that's one of the reasons way I got into cattle was back then there was available land. A lot of the older guys were retiring, their lands become available to lease, and so I got in a little bit at a time. And grazing strawberries is a little bit more sophisticated than being a cowboy. And so my dad did it for 20 years, and after he passed away, I took it over and did it for 20 years. Who in the hell in their right mind would ask me to do that? I was flabbergasted. I mean, I says, well, I'm not old enough. And Walt Grant says, well, how old are you? And I says, I'm 70. He says, you're plenty old enough. And I look at it as, respect for the older generation. Well, hell, somebody told me the other day I am the older generation now. So I was shocked. The friendliness of the people, especially the older generation, which they're getting damn few
You know, I look at the ones in 80s and 90s. You might say the homesteaders command great respect. Positive change, a little more sophistication, and you know, at one time we had one doctor in town, you know, a dentist in town. Now we got, you know, clinics, and medical field is expanded, you know, which doesn't come from a two-bit hick town. It comes from growth.
We will now begin the evening attire portion of our show. Keep in mind that the attire itself is not being judged, but the presentation of the contestant. Contestant number 1, Allie Gale. What is one quality that you have that stands out from other people?
The ability to share lessons that are related to the Bible. It's something that I really strive to do, especially around kids. It's something that I enjoy, being able to help kids grow in their faith and be able to teach them things that will hopefully stick with them for their years of life to come. Thank you.
Allie's family consists of 2 older sisters, Mackenzie and Brittany. Her parents, Lisa and Steve, and 2 adorable golden retrievers, Bella and Nugget. Allie loves to go ATVing with her dad and does many crafts with her mom. Allie enjoys being around children and is drawn to the medical field. She's very interested in going on to study pediatrics. Between the age of 10 and 15, Allie was homeschooled, making it hard for her to connect with her friends. However, by going to church 2 to 3 days a week, she was still able to have a great time with friends while being able to learn about God. She truly found her love for children when she started to volunteer for the children's ministry at her church, where her ambitions, personality really shined. Allie's played on varsity teams for tennis and select volleyball. Shortly after moving to Sequim from the island of Maui in 2012, Allie was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Allie has chosen JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, as her platform. She is sponsored by Scott Koenigsaker and Jennifer Gillis for the Sequim Community Church. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Allie Gale. Contestant number 2, Hannah Hampton. Hannah, if you could go on a picnic anywhere in the world, where would you go? Who would you go with, and what would you pack to eat?
My favorite place to have a picnic when we're in town in Sequim is definitely down by the bluffs. It's the most beautiful place, I think, in all of Sequim, and that is where I would choose because there's so many memories that come along with it. I would bring my friends because they're the people that I hold most dearest to my heart, and we would probably pack Nutella sandwiches because even though it's not the healthiest, they're fun and delicious. Thank you.
Hannah is 16 years old and has 3 sisters, Carly, Cameron, and Elena. Her mother and father are Sarah and Chance O'Neill. They spend a lot of time on their farm raising pigs, turkeys, goats, and chickens. In the future, they hope to breed and milk their goats. Hannah's a highly accomplished student and as the secretary of Sequim High School's Executive ASB, the president of the FBLA, and an officer in both HOSA and Knowledge Bowl. She also serves on the board of the City Council as the Youth Student Liaison. Involving herself in these many leadership positions has allowed her to develop necessary life skills at an early age. Hannah has proudly served more than 150 accumulative hours of community service. She's fallen in love with the sciences and hopes to study to become a neurosurgeon in the future. Because Hannah's younger sister has mild autism, she hopes to raise awareness of the disease, and her platform is the Olympic Peninsula Autism Center. Hannah is sponsored by Solar City. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 2, Hannah Hampton. Contestant number 3, Sydney Van Proyen. Sydney, title holders should be a good role model. How are you a good role model in your own life?
I like to think that I'm an amazing role model, especially to my nieces, as I show them what is right, and if they do something wrong, that I show them that that is not right, and I show them that is definitely not the right way to handle situations. Thank you.
Sydney moved to Sequim in the 3rd grade. In her free time, she enjoys going to the gym and on adventures. She loves driving dirt roads and blasting good music. Sydney found a love for our veterans and military at a young age, and with this, after graduation, she has decided to join the United States Marine Corps. She wants to become a canine handler or do a job in the infantry with the Marines. Sydney loves spending time with her family and playing with her 2 nieces, whom she states are the cutest kids ever. One of her favorite things to do every night is to try and catch the sunset. To her, it means she's thankful for conquering yet another day. She wants to leave you with this quote by Dean Winchester: "You always have a choice. You can either roll over and die, or you can keep fighting." Sydney's platform is the Captain Joseph's House, and she is sponsored by Obria Medical PNW. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Sydney Van Proyen. Contestant number 4, Zoe Couperis. Zoe, where is a place you would like to go that you've never been before, and why would you want to go there?
I am a big fan of Disney, and I would love to go with my family to Disney World someday. Thank you.
Zoe is 17 years old and has lived in Sequim for the past 12 years. She has a true passion for anything to do with art and creating for as long as she can remember. She's engaged in many art mediums, including painting, photography, ceramics, origami, and much, much more. In music, she took 3 years of piano lessons, 2 years of ukulele and flute. Zoe has participated and placed in school art contests and was chosen for the People's Choice Award in the 2018 Sequim Annual Bird Festival. Over the past year, she's been working hard on growing her small business of shoe customization and resin creations. Currently working on her associate's degree in computer science at Peninsula College, she plans to transfer to Western Washington University to obtain her bachelor's degree. Zoe has considered many options in the area of computers and programming, though she has the most interest in animation and video game design. Zoe's platform is WAG, Welfare for Animals Guild, and she is sponsored by Jose's Famous Salsa. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4, Zoe Couperis. This completes the judging portion of the pageant. Everyone can take a little time to relax, except our judges. Now is the time to bid farewell to our reigning royalty. Our court has pre-recorded their farewells.
Hello, I'm Princess Bree, and I would like to say thank you to this wonderful community who stuck with us and helped us get through this crazy year. Thank you to my grandparents who would help me get ready for events and keep me positive. And a very special thank you to Keith Ross from Keith's Frame of Mind. When I think of this year, we didn't get a chance to do very much together, but every time was a special moment. One moment that I remember and enjoyed was the kickoff dinner when we got to see our float for the very first time. It felt absolutely magical, and it will be a memory I cherish for a very long time, and I will never forget.
Hello everyone, it's Prince Logan. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you for the endless support we had during these difficult times. If it wasn't for the hard work of our board members and other volunteers, we most likely wouldn't have had a year altogether. So much effort gets put in behind the scenes, and it rarely gets the attention it deserves. Thank you to Lynn, who had to coordinate around the busy schedules of 4 working teenagers and a pandemic. And thank you to David, John, and Guy for the countless hours you put in on our float. And thank you to everyone else in between who, despite these unprecedented times, came together to give us this opportunity. And lastly, I'd like to thank my community for allowing me to represent Sequim for the last year. Being a part of court gave me endless experiences and memories that will last with me forever. If it wasn't for royalty, I probably also wouldn't have ever tried oysters.
Hello all, my name is Princess Alicia, and looking back on this year as a princess, so many things come to mind. This year has been so crazy, but we have all been able to come together and persevere as well as have a lot of fun. Between the kickoff dinner and the modified parade, we got to ride on the float some, which was absolutely amazing and so much fun. However, my favorite event had to be the royalty meet and greet in Port Orchard. Getting to meet some of the other royalty courts was absolutely amazing and gave us a little bit of normalcy in the midst of this crazy year. I wanted to thank everyone involved in the pageant, especially Lynn and Robin, for their endless support. This year has been wonderful, and I am so grateful to have been involved in this pageant. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Queen Lindsay, and this year's reign has been a wild ride. The festival was postponed due to COVID-19. We were lucky enough to have the amazing Irrigation Festival crew transition the event to a digital platform. I would like to thank Jean Wyatt and Renee Emiko Brock for all their hard work in getting the Innovative Arts and Crafts Fair up and running. I greatly enjoyed it, and everything was beautiful. I would also like to thank Dion Capitan for her amazing annual contribution of leadership and assistance to the festival. You and your team did a fantastic job. While we didn't have as many opportunities to travel this year, we enjoyed every minute of what we were able to attend. Lastly, I would like to thank my amazing mother, Laura, for allowing me to have such a great experience.
We would like to present the pre-recorded essay reading and the crowning ceremony of the 2021 Junior Royalty. If you've never seen this before, stay tuned because it is precious. We present Princess Aaliyah Daniels. Aaliyah is 9 years old and is in Mrs. Gardner's 3rd grade class at Grey Wolf Elementary. She's the daughter of Melissa McKenzie and Jason Garman, and Marcus Daniels and Melissa Beauregard. She is the 2nd oldest of 6 siblings and has an older sister and 4 little brothers. Her favorite subjects in school are history and art. Cooking is her passion, and she also loves gymnastics. When she grows up, she wants to be a professional chef and an athlete. When asked if she wanted to share something about herself, she replied, "My favorite color is blue. I love to dance, and I was born and raised in Southeast Alaska. My family moved to Sequim 2 years ago, and I love it." End of quote. Aaliyah is sponsored by Oscar Lopez Painting.
I live in a beautiful place called Sequim, Washington. I'll tell you about 2 of my favorite places that I like to visit in Sequim: the Dungeness River and Voice of America Campground. The Dungeness River is one of my favorite places because it is a very beautiful place and a great place to walk in the fresh air. Another reason why I like the river is it is very fun to swim in when it's summertime. Voice of America Campground is one of my favorite places because it has an amazing view of the horizon and the ocean. The second reason I like Voice of America is it's a place where my family can be together and have a good time. So as you can see, Sequim is a beautiful place to roam. It has endless places to go and wonders to be found.
Introducing the lovely Princess Evelyn Judd. Evelyn is 8 years old and is in Mrs. Burke's 3rd grade class at Grey Wolf Elementary. Her parents are Jason and Alicia Judd. She's the youngest of 4. She has 2 brothers, Espen and Asen, and a sister, Aslan. In school, her favorite subject is math. Evelyn likes to ride her bike, go camping, and dance. Her favorite color is aqua, and she loves her pet kittens, Apollo and Lulu. She can't wait to bring her new puppy home in March. When she grows up, she wants to be a teacher. Evelyn is sponsored by Highlands Residential Mortgage.
You don't have to go far to roam beautiful places. Some of my favorite places are right in my backyard. We are lucky that in Sequim we have the mountains and the oceans really close. I like to ride my bike down to the river. On my way there, I see friendly neighbors, beautiful gardens, and sometimes get to see the big bald eagle in his tree by the trail. Where else can you see purple lavender farms, Oreo cows, and eat yummy berries on a summer day? Sequim, Washington is the best place to live.
Introducing our next princess, Eleanor Jones. Eleanor is 8 years old and is in Mrs. Oden's 3rd grade class at Helen Holler Elementary. She lives with her parents, Powell Jones and Laura Gould, and her older brother, Wynn. Her favorite subject is English language arts because she loves to write. In her free time, she enjoys playing with her English setter, Moby, singing, playing with her American Girl dolls, and journaling. She's also active and plays soccer, likes to go running and mountain biking. When she's older, she would like to be an architect. Eleanor's sponsor is Dungeness Kids.
There are 3 places I love to roam and swim. One place is Carrie Blake Park. I play soccer with my friends there, wearing colorful socks, feeling the breeze on my face, and passing the ball to my teammates. Another place I roam is John Way Marina. I can watch the sunset while I explore the beach and smell the ocean air. Lastly, I love to roam Helen Holler Elementary. I love my teachers and learning new things, but also because my dad roamed the same school 35 years ago. Sequim is a great city. I love living here.
Hold it like a baby. There you go. I'm going to hold you. There you go. Oh, come on.
Now we'd like to introduce Princess Emma Chapman. Emma is 9 years old and is in Mrs. Elfson's 3rd grade class at Helen Holler Elementary. She's the daughter of Josh and Kelsey Chapman. She has 2 brothers, Matthew and Liam. Her favorite subject is math, and when she's not in school, she likes and enjoys playing with her friends and riding horses. She also likes playing soccer. She'd like to share that she has 2 dogs, a cat, a fish, 2 horses, and chickens, and ducks. She loves to give her horses hugs every day and feed them treats. When she grows up, she would like to be a nurse just like her mom. Her sponsor is Lopez Construction.
My favorite things to roam and swim are going on a bike ride through the Olympic Discovery Trail into Railroad Bridge Park with my mom. Afterwards, we like to eat some yummy froyo at Sweet Spot. Then we'd go pick up some candles from Full Moon Candle. I love going to the beach at Sequim Bay. We live Next to the water, we go down and find so many treasures. My dad is a fisherman. He leaves from John Wayne Marina. We go on his boat and catch crab and shrimp. These are all my favorite things about Sequim.
Now, wasn't that fantastic? And didn't I tell you it was precious? It's wonderful to see these kids get engaged in our community and their festival. So if we could please have the contestants return. This year's Congeniality Award consists of a cash award and is being sponsored by Castell Insurance. Let's hear from James Castell on the sponsorship of this award.
Wow. First off, I wanted to congratulate all four of you guys. This has been an amazing last 12 months that you have had to persevere through with school, remote learning, on, off. It's been wild. And the fact that you guys have had the courage, the drive, the energy to still get up and come out for the Irrigation Festival, I know for myself, for my company, and for our community, it means the world. Now, on to Miss Congeniality. This is a cool award. This is something that shows you've earned the admiration of your peers. That says a lot. When you're competing against someone, you know, it's friendly and fun, but the fact that you have done something to stand out amongst your peers as recognizable for just all the great qualities, the leadership, the servantry, the different stuff that matters the most to this type of festival. From Castell Insurance, we wanted to congratulate you on this year's Miss Congeniality Award, and go out there, represent our community. We're so proud of you. Keep it up, and we can't wait to get back to normal so we can spend some time cheering you guys on in the future. Take care, y'all.
For the presentation of the Congeniality Award, please welcome last year's winner and our current contestant, Sydney Van Proyen. And I guess you can, well, you know what you're doing. Flowers. Yeah, you got it. The Miss Congeniality Award is one of the most coveted awards in the pageant process in this evening. It's an award given to the person chosen by the hardest judges here tonight. And I'm not referring to our judges here, I'm referring to our judges here. They are the contestants themselves. They vote on their fellow contestants for this award. She represents love, helpfulness, in every way congenial to the rest of the contestants through the competition process. She's always present with a guiding hand and a friend wherever a friend is needed. This year's winner of the Miss Congeniality Award is Zoe Couperis. All right, it says here in my script that we have an envelope, but I don't have an envelope. I have a piece of paper. Ladies, as we said back there, you've all done an amazing job. Any one of you could be the queen of this pageant. All of you are royals and will be representing Sequim and worth being a part of this year's Royal Court. So let's give a big round of applause to our royalty again. In no specific order, and therefore being equal to one another, to crown our first princess, let's bring out 2020 Princess Alicia Parody. And our first princess for 2021 will be Zoe Couperis. Looks like it fits, Zoe. Looks like it was made for you. She's like, good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Princess Zoe Couperis. We'll bring out our next 2020 princess, Bree Hinshin. There's Bree. It's the judge's choice that the next princess will be Sydney Van Proyen. That sounds like it. Did that hurt? Oh, she's a natural, people. Ladies and gentlemen, Princess Sydney Van Proyen. Next, but certainly not least, is our 2020 Royal, Prince Logan Laxon. And our final princess for the 2021 royalty is Allie Gale. This is different than yours, Logan, so. Ladies and gentlemen, Princess Allie Gale. And for the crowning of our queen, please welcome 2020 Queen, Lindsay Kaufman. Well, this is your moment. Our new queen for 2021, Sequim Irrigation Festival royalty. I'm going to say your name, Hannah. It's Hannah Hampton. Congratulations. We're going to welcome you as the 2021 Queen, Hannah Hampton, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies, if you will, why don't you go join the Queen? Because this is a beautiful royal court, talented, wonderful young ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, the new royal court for 2021 Sequim Irrigation Festival. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, our new 2021 Sequim Irrigation Festival Royal Court. Thanks everyone for a wonderful evening. We appreciate you tuning in and logging on and watching. Please check out the Irrigation Festival website for all upcoming events. Thanks and have a good evening.